Hey guys, so today I'm gonna make me some whole wheat sweet potato biscuits. So first I'm gonna add my whole wheat flour, and it's 2 cups of that. Then I'm gonna add some baking powder, and that's 4 teaspoons of baking powder. And let me just say this about me and all of this. I don't do a lot of measuring. So, kind of like follow the recipe and use measuring spoons, because I've been cooking a long time. I don't do that anymore. Half a teaspoon of kosher salt. And I'm just going to use this sifter to sift it out. So the reason I'm using whole wheat is because I'm a diabetic, and we diabetics really don't have any business with a whole lot of white. See them little crumbs at the bottom? I'm going to throw them out. That came from the baking soda. So I think that's all I'm going to need as far as my sifter goes. Now, it calls for a half a cup of buttermilk. I don't buy buttermilk because buttermilk doesn't last for me. So I'm going to just take some regular milk and add a little bit of lemon juice, or you can add vinegar. Wait a few minutes and let it curdle. And once it curdles, you got buttermilk. If I buy buttermilk, it's gonna go bad, so I don't bother to fool with any buttermilk. Next, I'm gonna let this curdle and use 6 tablespoons of cold butter. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I'm gonna cut it up and add it to the flour. So I cut up the butter and added it to the flour. However, I don't have a pastry cutter. I don't like to bake enough for a pastry cutter, to tell you the truth. So I'm gonna just use this masher. And once it mashes up a little bit, because it's cold and you want it to be cold, then I'm gonna go ahead and mix it, let it get incorporated. But it really does make a difference when you use cold butter. And it makes a difference because you want flaky biscuits. I know I like flaky biscuits. I'm not a lover of baking. And this is part of the reason why. But I really wanted some biscuits. I didn't want the store-bought kind. I wanted the homemade kind. Yeah, you gotta dig your hands in. These are my biscuits. So that's why I can do this. I'm the only one who will be eating them, but if I were not, I would be using gloves. But anyway, yeah, let's see, do I have any? No, I don't have anything else to add to this but the buttermilk. And I'm going to wait to add the buttermilk because I need to make sure that this is incorporated well. And then I'm going to add this to the sweet potatoes. And then I'll add the buttermilk. So here are my cooked potatoes. I'm just mashing these. And in a minute, I'm going to add my flour. I just want to mash them pretty good. Another thing about baking, I don't like having to pull out the mixer and all of that and a bunch of extra stuff to wash. I think that's my main reason for not really being in love with baking. Okay, and here's the flour. So I'm gonna mix this up. Incorporate this pretty good. And let me show you the milk real quick. This is the milk. It's curdled. I don't know if you can see it, but it has curdled. This is the same container that the flour was in. And now I'm gonna mix it. And you gotta put your hands in it. So I'm gonna mix it a little bit, but my hands gotta go back in it. That's reason number 3 I'm not in love with this. Okay, so I'm not kneading this too much. What I did was, it could have been a combination of too much sweet potatoes in this dough, but the dough is really sticky, so I had to add flour until it was no longer sticky. I could work with it. So that's the only thing. And again, I'm not sure if it has anything to do with the sweet potatoes or it's just a sticky dough. I did have to add, and I still might need to add just a little bit more now that I'm working with it. But anyway, just add a little bit of flour at a time to the dough while you're kneading it until it's no longer sticky. Another thing that I'm not going to do, and of course it's up to you, you can roll this biscuit dough out if you want to. I'm not rolling it out. I'm going to pat it out and cut it into squares and kind of shape them round, but I'm not rolling them out. Again, this is just for me, and because it is just for me, I'm not tripping. So here's the dough. I let it rest some, and I'm gonna cut this into, actually I don't even have to cut it into anything. I can really break it. This is the rustic version of these biscuits. And again, roll them out if you want to. I don't feel like it. I really am not interested in rolling them out. So I'm gonna break these apart. And yeah, these are rustic. See, look, they're making 12 biscuits. I might add another biscuit. But I don't feel like it. I really don't. I'm gonna cut the camera off for a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 2 more. These are really gonna be rustic. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna straighten these up a little bit. This is a little bit trifling. I'm gonna straighten them up a little bit. I'm gonna make them a little neater than what they are. Cause that is a little trifling. I must say, I do want some biscuits, especially since I plan to like put some sausage in between them or something. But yeah. So let me straighten these up, make these a little neater. I'll be back. Okay, guys, so I regrouped and did what I needed to do. Straightened up the biscuits, put them on some parchment paper. So now I'm getting ready to bake them in the oven. I know it's supposed to be on 375, but I can't remember how long. But I'm gonna come check on them in and out anyway. Parchment paper is better because the likelihood of them really burning on the bottom, getting that little black stuff on the bottom, is pretty low. But anyway, I'll show you what they look like when I finish.